I'm just going to say it. The Somali fraud stuff coming out of Minnesota is racism. Is there actual fraud problem with some of the Somali groups in Minnesota? Yes. Yes, there is. But guess what? There's way bigger fraud cases happening in this country with white people. There's way bigger fraud cases happening outside of Minnesota in general. Minnesota isn't even top 20 states for fraud problems. Another reason fraud is so bad in America is because they underfund all the fraud, groups with the government that actually pursue fraud. They're totally underfunded, and most people who work for these organizations will tell you they're doing the job of two or three people. It's a fact. It's not fully Minnesota's fault. And for us to be hyper fixating on these Somalians, yeah, it's because of racism. There's so much fraud with white people that's so much worse in this country that never gets talked about. But the moment a black, brown, or Latino or Native American commits fraud, everybody has to know about it. We have to talk about deporting them. You know what's really sad about this? Even some liberals I follow, even some lefties I follow, even some former Green Party member candidates I follow are hyping this shit up. Now, not all of them, not a lot. And the few that I do see doing this do get called out a bit, which is good, but they are. And that's sad too. It's sad to see that across the board, people are getting goaded into this racism. And that's what it is. Acting like this represents all Somalians. My God, people. Minnesota isn't even top 20 for fraud in the country. As far as states go, Florida, way worse. Look at the people that Trump's pardoned. I can't think of their names top of my head, but I remember there's a few people, white people. But no, we're going to hyperfixate on the Somali fraud specifically. Yeah, it's totally not racism, though. As we ignore the fact that there's been 10 times worse fraud. Way worse fraud over the last several years. Way worse corruption with Trump. And look, I'm not a Democrat. This isn't me trying to defend Minnesota because I'm a vote blue guy. I like Tim Walz, because I don't. I mostly vote green. I'm a third-party guy. I don't like the two-party system. I don't think we fund stuff enough to stop things like fraud. But I can't stress enough, it just strikes me as odd that it has to be the Somali people and that everybody's fixating on the Somalis. No, it's racism. It's racism. Where are you for all the fraud white people that are committing fraud? You're not there for it. What about Florida? What about states that are way worse? Minnesota's not even top 20, but we're going to all hyper-fixate on this now? Yeah, because it's racism. It's anti-immigrant sentiment. I just find it odd. But hey, I shouldn't be surprised in America if we have an opportunity to put down black, brown, Latino, Native American people. We always jump on it. Real fucking sad. Do better. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, concerned about this fraud, and that I'm not saying that some of it isn't real, because there is some truth to some of the fraud they found, right? But let's not hyper-focus only on this and ignore the way worse fraud that's out there. Let's not target specifically these Somali people and go racist, because in my opinion, that's what's happening, and it's sad. It's really sad. And I hate having to defend Tim Walz and Minnesota Democrats here, but I have to. And I'm going to with this last point, which is they actually caught this fraud pretty early on, if you do your research, because they're trying to do better about fraud in Minnesota, because Republicans have been cutting funding to things like fraud protection and whatnot. Anyways, peace out.